Hi, everyone. Welcome to our 6th episode. This is the African Hummingbird podcast. Today is a very nice day. It's a sunny day in Nairobi. And today, I'm here with my friend. She's a techpreneur. She's a character developer.
Wait.
She's an avid reader. She likes non-fiction books. I don't know why, honestly. But I get it.
Do you want me to defend why?
No,
why
you'll defend it but there as we
Okay.
go. So I'm here with Ann. Hand claps. Uteka your effects.
No, it's African hummingbird.
Secret.
So I'm supposed to.
That's funny. So Ann, welcome to this podcast.
Sante sana.
Tell us, you're a techpreneur.
Yes. I work around tech,
Mm.
building softwares, products. But I don't have a tech background,
Mm.
so it's purely self-taught.
Okay.
Yeah, also from work.
Mm.
I don't want to talk about my work here.
Understandably so.
Yeah, who wants to talk about work anyway?
Huh.
Check ati ona mtu anakuuliza what do you do?
Kuna mtu alikuuliza tukiwa na wewe. So wewe unafanyanga nini?
It's not an interesting conversation.
Yeah, but here we are here to just discuss about books. So you said you like non-fiction books.
Oh yeah. I like nonfiction,
Mm.
mostly business-oriented books,
Mm.
communication skills, because I want to progress myself in terms of my skills
Yes.
and the natural skills as a leader,
Mm.
as a manager.
Mm.
And I think one of the ways you can do that is by learning through other people's experiences.
Exactly.
So how do you do that the fastest way possible? Is to
Read
read
books.
Yeah. So business books, outliers and normal books, communication.
Yeah.
Those are my specialties. Yeah.
Okay. I shared with you this week a
Who
video.
shared?
I did.
Oh, the video. Okay, okay.
Did you? What were your thoughts on it?
Wait.
So basically, did you watch it? If you didn't, we can just pass this.
Okay.
We'll cut your part.
You'll cut it.
I am. So
I
today,
even want to open it.
I don't open it. You'll open it some other time.
Okay.
But
Maybe I opened it. I just forgot.
okay, so the video is about how this guy, you know how kuna self-help books, kuna motivational speakers,
I
kuna
read it.
TED
Wasn't it a
Talks.
meme-ish?
It was a meme.
Yeah.
No, I shared with you. It was a whole documentary for like 20 minutes.
Oh my.
What do you mean, a meme?
I'm sorry, Stacy.
So
My
it was
apologies.
this documentary. This guy was saying
Ingekuwa Cheboy
how...
angekuwa amekach.
Nani huyo?
If Cheboy is the one who had sent me the
Shout-
video.
No, it was me.
No, I'm saying if she's the one who
Oh,
had
yeah,
sent,
yeah.
and then I say I've not read it, she would be like on a different level.
So what Annie is saying is I'm mature.
Yes.
And like my co-host, shout out to Sharon wherever she is. Anyway, so it was this documentary about, I'll share in the description box for anyone who wants to watch it. So basically it's about this guy who for the longest time amekuwa pumped in motivations from books, from people. And for him, he was saying, in summary, he was saying that thing is not sustainable because after motivation imeisha, motivation stock, like at the end of the day, you'll have fatigue, you'll have things like that. So what he was saying is just, you need more than motivational books, you need more than motivational speakers, you need more than all that for it to be sustainable. What are your thoughts on it?
Okay, first of all, was that encompassed in 20 minutes? Because I feel like you've just shortened it to like 1 minute. I got the same thing.
Summary.
I watched it and I got the same points. I agree that that you need to. For me, it's more action oriented.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
You don't
Action is what
delulu yourself. Yeah, you don't delulu yourself. But you see, before you action,
Delulu, helulu.
it's Valentine's Day. Come on, I have to introduce that. That point.
The siku umekuwa delulu.
No, not to me, but I've
Thank
seen
the
the
Lord.
people. What was I saying? So books for sure. Books will not change the world. Reading, you're sitting down and just reading a book, but I think it helps you in improving the skills you need to change the world.
That's true.
So you see, if I don't know if I'm a public speaker, for example, today, I'm starting off from scratch.
I don't get people who public speak for work.
For a living.
For a living.
But you do know people actually get a lot of money. Vusi.
I don't get them. You won't speak to me.
So see,
like
okay,
that.
even as you
And
start the book,
yeah.
one of the things I have learned in my very short time span in this world is just because you do not agree or understand certain concepts does not mean it will not be used against you.
Definitely.
Or to you.
Definitely.
You know,
when he comes to speak as a tech person, there's something he talks about.
He has a day-to-day job.
A day-to-day job.
Yeah.
He knows what he's speaking about. But you remember these speakers from high school, tunaletewa, sijui mtu, like that is your whole career. Like, what are you doing? You're not a lawyer. You're not anything. You're just coming to motivate us.
Then what would you think about people in VC capital, the VC firms, who advise entrepreneurs on how to build businesses? Yet they're not. But that's a different case because I feel like they deal with a lot of data. They have seen a lot of businesses. So that's the same as reading books.
No. It's not. I feel like it's not.
Because you can read and you can see what people have done. I can tell you a story right now.
Yeah.
I can give you the data analytics, but being out in the field and actually overcoming your emotions when certain things happen, the pressure, those are two different things. Reading theory and building a business.
Two different.
Completely.
Background mambo ni different.
Very, 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 very different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you completely. I also don't particularly understand people who used to speak and have not
before you expire and
in
such.
high school. But someone like Vusi, I mean, I really admire the guy. He's built a business from scratch.
He's so eloquent also. I would listen to him.
Yeah. And he says in one of his speaking, he says the reason he's so good at it is because he has specialized in it.
Yeah.
Don't think like you can just come up one day and start speaking like him. He's done a lot of work into making himself that good. Okay. And one of the work is actually reading and researching what other people have done, like Abraham Lincoln and all of those guys. So for me, books is one of the ways I gain skills and I improve my skills.
Fair enough.
Because they say if you're not watching a movie or you're going out with your friends or doing extracurricular, what other ways do you use to build up your skills?
Yeah.
That's if someone says you're bad at speaking, at communication, then you need to study what is communication about.
Yeah.
You can go to the internet, Google how to speak better, how to communicate to your boss, how to communicate to your friends. If you want detailed information, then where do you go? To books. So actually,
internet. And then we live in a world with the internet. Things are so much easier to learn.
Yes.
Skills
people now use
like if you even said you didn't study tech, but you self-taught.
Yeah,
it was self-taught.
Yeah.
So with communication, you can learn it.
So books, just to clarify, books is one of the ways. You can do audiobooks.
Yeah.
You can watch videos. So many ways of improving and gaining skills.
Yeah. So today with Anne, you're going to discuss this book. Some people say it's controversial. I say it is.
You agree?
I agree to some extent. This book is The 48 Laws of Power. The author was Robert Greene.
Yeah.
So first of all, did you like the book? Have you read it to completion?
I've read the book.
Yeah.
About twice now. So the first time I read it, that's when I was beginning my career. So I was very young, very naive. And I'm not saying you're all of those things, but those are the things I thought at the time.
Wait, what?
Let me clarify.
Please clarify.
Let me clarify. So I think when I first read the book, everyone was telling me the same things. It's very manipulative.
But it is.
All of those negative things, right?
Yeah.
But I still read it and I understood why
someone would
perceive it like that.
Yeah.
And I didn't think much of it. I was reading. I was very young. I was 21 at the time, or maybe 21, 22 somewhere. Or probably even 20. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
So then life happened, and when life happens to you or you're going through life, then you start actually getting these concepts are being used.
Exactly.
And even the people who are using them, they may not subconsciously even know they're using them. But for me, because I had read it and then I knew, okay, I've seen this somewhere. In your mind, you're like,
I know this.
Yeah, I know this. I know what is happening.
You're aware of the situation.
Yeah. And like Steve Jobs says that you can only connect the dots looking back.
Exactly.
You can't connect them as they're happening.
Yeah.
So when something happens to you and then you sit down and you reflect, you're like, oh my God, this 1, 2, 3, 4
Yeah.
was happening. So then I went back to read the book now from a fresh point of view. So now you get what I was saying.
Yeah.
When I look back at it, I would say I was a bit naive in my experience. I had no experience with life at all. I was just starting my career literally. Even having a bad boss, those things, boss taking your credit, you mentioned that, like so many things I have gone through.
Yeah.
And I have actually seen it's almost human nature.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
and for me, I'm saying it's controversial. I'm not saying it's a bad book.
yeah.
Robert Greene is not, he was not stupid when he wrote this book.
Yeah.
And for sure, there are some things that you can learn from the book.
Yeah.
You can see how people are, you can know why people do the way what they do.
Yeah.
You are aware of the situation that's happening. So obviously, CRT, it was just controversial, meaning I didn't take anything from it. I did learn a lot from it.
Yeah.
I did put words to some things that happened before in my career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but if you look at the book, really, Robert Greene, he was actually analyzing the old civilization.
Yes.
Like if you really, if you've read the book, you look, all of the examples
he gave,
they're from the old times. And interesting enough, that's how I'm saying human nature.
History?
Yes, I like history. And even the fact that we can now even look at those laws and see how they're applicable to today's modern world.
Yes.
It's very interesting because then you realize human nature is just the same. It's just that maybe we have cars right now, we're in the internet age, but really the human nature is still the same. 1, 2, 3 things have changed, but it's quite interesting. For me, it's quite intriguing that before, when people were, they were fighting almost every day. There's just wars going on. They're so common. It's Game of Thrones. One day you meet someone, the next thing is dead. You're like, oh my God. The next day you're dead.
The king did what? Yeah.
It's quite interesting that even then, the laws applied then and they still apply now. Yeah, that's why they say there's nothing new under the sun.
Truly.
Yeah.
So 48 laws of power, literally, Robert Greene states 48 laws that he thinks we as humans should know. And maybe you could explain further on the 48 laws of power. You want to group it as theme? Okay, 48 laws of power for me. Maybe and you mentioned the theme explored.
Yeah. It's in the essence, it's just it's power. The theme being explored is power. But the way I chose to interpret it was influence. Because and I think I've wrote this somewhere before. Like true power is when you can dictate behavior without necessarily
force it.
Is
it a quote from the book?
No.
That was very smart.
So this is the thing.
Yeah.
When you read a lot of non-fictional books,
I can say that is influence, actually.
Yeah. When you read a lot of non-fictional books, you can see, or you can get the pattern. You can see how they are all entwined in one way or the other, especially leadership books, because power, leadership, and influence, they're almost the same thing. They're not exactly the same thing, but they're almost the same thing. So if you read around those topics a lot, then you'll see how they're all entwined. Yeah, exactly. So the theme explored there is power. And the way he's structured the book is more of the summary, which I asked you to just go through. The transgression, interpretation, observance, and there's also reversal, and there's keys to power. So the book gives a summary for those people who do not like reading in depth. You can just read the summary, and that's where I think that's where the controversy usually just comes, because someone will just read do not commit to anyone. You're like, what? I mean, yeah,
Also, he uses very triggering sentences. I'm like, there's a better way to put this, but I get what you're saying.
Exactly, Stacy. That's why I'm saying the books are interconnected, because the other books, when you read it, they're saying the same exact thing using different words, different tones.
Yes.
I mean, he was selling the book.
If that was the case,
he was selling the book. I mean, the guy knew
it was the best New York seller.
Yeah, yes, it was, and he sold. I think I don't know what's the number, but it was a really, really, really
You'd sell.
Yeah, but it's exactly what you've just said. If you read other books around leadership, management, it's the same things.
Concept.
Just him.
Yeah.
He's used very triggering words. The choice of words he's used. But I would say ideally it's the same thing. And then after you move from summary, he gives examples. And in the examples, he uses someone who's followed the rule and someone who's gone against the rule.
Yeah.
And he shows the effect of both. So if you're a good story, if you like stories, especially the history ones, yes, then you'll get to understand. But if you really don't want to read that, you can read the summary and the keys to power. So the keys to power is where he's explained the stories and referencing the summary.
Yes.
So for me, even when I'm bored and I just feel like I don't have a lot of energy, I just read the summary and the keys to power.
Yeah.
Then it just works. But the theme, just to finish, it's power, influence, and leadership.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just revolves
honestly,
around
I think
those
everyone
things.
should read this book. You might not
now
like
you
it.
agree. Now you
No,
agree.
wait. I had never said if no one should read this book. But I think just to be aware of the situational that you'd go, especially navigating the corporate space.
Yeah.
If you're into politics, I think everyone should just read to know how because people move mad in this society.
Yeah.
You definitely don't want to go there blind thinking everyone is all nice and good.
Yeah.
You need to know the tactics they use. Reading this can open your eyes towards that.
And you know the good thing about it is even in social relationships in your just social setting, right? When you're dealing with friends, talking to them, romantic relationships. The book, I would say the book helped me a bit the first time I read it, because it helped me elude some of the things that rich, powerful men were trying to do, which is control and power. You know, men just generally like to control. I don't want to dig into that because not because we will not talk about it, but because there is actually a specific law that one of the examples is that. Yeah.
Which law is that? Maybe we can
we can start with that one.
Yeah.
The law 11, learn to keep people dependent on you.
I read it and I'm like, why am I triggered already? That's life.
Yeah. The first time, I think when I was very young, someone told me that men like to control.
Is it true?
You know, I was like,
Most
what?
men?
Yeah, I was like, what? I mean, you guys are not serious. Like, who wants to control another human being? Why would you want
to control
someone, a whole person?
Yeah.
But then, you know, life happens and then you see, you know, the girls from Resambo. This is Kenyan, right? So I hope people will understand this
Our
context.
International.
Yeah, and you know, just generally the Airbnb stories that are happening around.
Sensitive parts.
Yeah, maybe I should not dig into that a lot.
Yeah,
but just generally, the thing you are saying, like the stories you are giving.
Yeah,
like a woman will be given a car, will be given a house or apartment to live in.
Yeah,
a phone,
so that.
Yeah, so they can control them, and you'll find that most of those things, especially a car and a house, they are not actually owned by the woman; they are owned by the man.
Yeah, okay.
To exercise control. Yes,
document
to keep the woman dependent on the man always, because at the end of the day, the woman will say, "Anenda wapi?" Like the guy will just say, "Anenda wapi?"
Everything.
Where will they?
Where are you going?
Where will he? When the woman threatens to leave, the guy is like, "Go where? You don't have anything. I'm the one who gives you." Yeah. They will never give you a guy will never give you life-changing money. They'll never give you money to take you to the next.
If you're a man level out here and you have life-changing money that you want to give me because I'm a good human, please, I'm here. Reach out to me.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is you will see that women have also understood that need.
Yes.
For men, and now they're giving in. Yes, some of them are even using it. Yeah, to live a certain lifestyle. I've seen like corporate buddies, like someone who's very, very, very good at their job, and they earn a good salary, something not they can sustain a good life, right? But since they've learned like how to control a man and their need for, I don't want to say power. but they've learned to use it to
It's a
their
man's world,
advantage.
so let me play.
Yeah, so you'll find
towards
someone
it.
earning maybe what, like 100,000 net salary, but the lifestyle they live as if they earn $500,000. It's because of the man they have around them.
Smart women.
You get what I'm
Shout
saying?
outs to you.
Yeah. So, and I've seen a couple of them who are able to maneuver. They're not, and I admire them, to be quite honest, because they have understood this is the assignment.
And
this is what I want.
Delivering it.
Yeah. And they're still very smart and very, professional people when they get to their field. And that's,
honestly, I think that's smart in a way.
Yeah.
Because if you see someone like, I'll take it back to the Bible, since a Bible is a book, like Esther. Esther was pretty, she was nice, but in a way, ukiona, like this king who liked her and took her to be the wife.
Why are you not sure? Yes, Esther's the wife.
Yeah.
I also don't remember. Please stop. Do not make reference to it. I said I read.
So, like, if you see, she understood that, a king wants to, because she was a queen at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So she understood, this is how I need to act towards this king and get what I want.
Yes,
that's why the people, her people were saved from being killed.
Yes,
because her being a queen and her agreeing to what the king was saying.
I probably need to read the Bible one more time to understand that reference.
Ebu read the story of Esther.
Yeah. But I remember, I do know that though. What was the ethical story teaching behind Esther? Esther, and who was the king?
Mordecai.
My God,
Mordecai was the Nene. Mordecai was the uncle.
Why did we choose to reference this book and we do not have proper...
Ni vile nimesahau, my mind is not doing well, guys. Today I'm struggling. I'm not feeling well, but...
I remember when I was still very young, there's a lady who got married at work.
Yeah.
And she was telling us, I don't know if we asked her a question. I don't know why she told us this, but she told us. I have that information. She said, the guy did not want to marry me. I figured out what I wanted and I got him to marry me. And she did not, she did not get pregnant or anything to, trap the guy or anything like that. But she got herself married at the end of the day.
Is that manipulation, Anne?
But you just said the book.
The good book.
The good is 48 Laws of
Power.
I mean, power can be, anything in this world can be good or bad. Just depends on how you use it. And power, yes, can be mistaken for manipulation.
Yeah.
It's just using tactics that are already set in place to get what you want. How people have chosen to see that as a bad thing, I don't know. Because right now,
that's true.
Am I manipulating you to invest in my business if I show you the benefits you'll accrue?
Actually, that's a law.
Yeah, it is. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it is, honestly.
Yes.
Because it can be a win-win thing for both of us.
Remember, you're not being forced.
I'm not forcing you. But I'm saying, if you do this, even you will do this.
Yeah, you get some. Yeah.
Yeah.
So people do use that. And she was also saying it's the need for a man to control, to have power.
Yeah,
she was using that for her benefit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think the law that your business, the example you gave, it's that law when asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, never to their mercy or gratitude.
Yes, exactly.
So in this law, Robert Greene anasema that if you want something, ensure that also you have other people's interest. You know what they're going to benefit from this, and go ask them, do this, so that you do this and this and this.
Yeah, and it's even today when
it's smart.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
even in business development,
navigate.
When you're pitching to clients, you don't tell them what
it will do to you.
Yes, you tell them how I will help. Well, why this product will help you. Like you look at their self-interest, how they will benefit
from it.
And personally, to be quite honest, I've always hated, as that will be controversial. Let me think of another word. Like I do not particularly like begging. I really don't. I really do not.
Yeah.
Yeah. In any context with my friends,
I don't like begging.
Yeah. What was I saying?
Business begging.
Yeah. So I really personally, because someone is appealing to your mercy.
Exactly.
Why are you
And
appealing?
it's not a good look.
It's not a good look. It's maybe that's why men like control, because
Yeah.
you see, at the end of the day, when you're waiting for a man to help you, you're almost appealing to this. I don't know. I usually feel like
it's giving like savior mentality.
yes, it's giving savior. Like I'm weak.
Yeah.
But just generally, I think when you're approaching someone, let them see how, even if it is something as simple as, PR, because PR, the philanthropist, they really don't get anything from it apart from the fact that they helped people. They're just known for helping.
Yeah.
That can be something someone needs. It can be a self-interest that someone wants, and these NGOs, that's what they pitch to people, right? Like they pitch to investors, like when you invest here, you're helping so and so in doing this. That can actually be an interest, a self-interest someone has. So it does not necessarily have to be you're gonna get money. It can be that ego,
fulfillment in some sort of way.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So personally, I'm not an advocate for begging.
Yeah.
And Robert Greene actually illustrates it really, really, really well.
Yeah.
There's a guy who was a savior. He saved a certain kingdom. I don't remember but he was killed for it.
What?
Like he was a savior, man. Like
even Jesus was killed for saving people.
Yeah, for saving people. I mean, humans. Wow, humans are funny. Humans are just funny. But so this guy actually in the book, what happened is he saved a certain people or a certain kingdom.
Yeah.
And then so he had that history. There are two people. It's like two people coming to pitch for a business, right? Yeah. Then one person has ever helped the person they're pitching to, the king in this case. He's helped him in the past. They've done 1, 2, 3 things. Then this other guy comes and says, if you partner with me, I have an army. I have a whole army. I will give you
everything that you need.
Who do you think the king went to the army? He's of like, course. Bruh, I mean, you've helped me before, but now I'm
getting more on this other side. So
why are you appealing to my gratitude?
Yes.
And this other person is actually showing me how he can help me. So this other guy, he was denied, and at the end of the day, I think he was killed because he was like, nah.
What's the lesson there?
Do not appeal to people's mercy or gratitude. Yeah. Appeal to their self-interest. Yeah.
Yeah. Alafu, amongst the laws that you read, was there any law that you felt it's a bit controversial? Amatu, everything you picked something out of it?
For you, let's start with you first.
No, let's start with you.
Keep your hands clean.
Okay.
Law 26. I did not like that law. But I also understand
Maybe
it.
You can just expound kidogo.
Keep your hands clean is every time something happens, something negative or something that has had a negative impact, put the blame on someone else. Always keep your hands clean. Never take accountability for anything that has had a negative effect. So, and Robert Greene actually illustrates it very, 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 very well.
Yeah.
The reason I do not agree with it is because in this modern age, one of the, Maxwell, the laws of leadership, he talks about, he's a writer. He's a writer, yeah. He talks about effectiveness of leadership. He says that taking accountability in front of your people makes them aspire to become you. And they're not afraid to also make mistakes because they know if my boss can do or my manager can do X, Y, Z, then I'm also human. I can also. Yeah, but if you now keep your hands clean, I mean, even to your friends, you'll always just look like the bad person. Like,
yeah, true. Because
keep your hands clean. But we already talked about this in the beginning. Robert was looking at human nature from the old point of view.
Yeah.
We are just looking at how right now the laws can be used in reference to the modern world. And then there was a very traditional leadership system, more management like.
Yeah.
Right now we're dealing with Gen Zs and millennials. Very different people who've grown up. Yeah, they've grown up differently. And that's why I think a law like this might not necessarily apply.
I agree.
Some people still use it. So that's why even in corporate setting, you'll see people figuring out a way of putting the blame on other people. So that's yes, yeah. And it will happen. You just need to know when it is happening, so that even you yourself can know how. If you're going to choose to take accountability for this, then you know the smart way of being accountable. You know, and show you can
I
actually.
think that's the right word. Like having a smart way to show that you're accountable.
Yeah.
Because you just don't come say, "But this was my mistake." Hey, you might fall into the meaning of looking incompetent with eyes when you're supposed to. And a leader, you're supposed to look all perfect to know everything you're saying.
Yeah.
So you need to find a smart way to show people, but hapa nimekosea.
Yeah, actually this thing happened to me. That's why I said when I read the book and then life happened and then I was noticing one or two things. Yeah. And I personally took accountability for a certain issue that had happened.
Yeah.
And the person who we were in the same team with ended up getting laid off because they blamed it on me. And I did not dismiss it. I said, yes, okay, fine. 1, 2, 3 has happened. It has had the following effects. This is what we will do to rectify it. You actually give
problem and
the solution and at the end of the day,
it's not a blame game.
Yeah, it's not a blame game. That's the point. We're in the same team. I mean, why are you?
Yeah.
And the truth is, I don't remember the particular of that situation exactly, but I do not remember actually doing what I admitted to doing. But I just chose to take accountability of it. He had blamed me. He was older than me. He was older in the company. You know, I did not see why we should have this back and forth. I just chose and I gave the solution. I'm not saying he got laid off because of that situation. But I'm saying at the end of the day, you know, maybe our manager looked at
both situation.
And then just figured she's better. I mean, this guy chose to put blames on others rather than looking at the solution.
And you mentioned, given that he was older and maybe ahead of you.
In years. I mean, someone older, imagine someone older accusing you of doing something. You are young, you're inexperienced.
Yeah.
I mean, what rebuttal are you going to how are you going to counter? Yeah, you just can't. So I personally just decided, and I was still in school even at the time, I remember. I just took accountability, gave out solutions to it.
Yeah.
And you know, at the end of the day, I came out having the upper hand.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I agree.
So that's
48 laws of power. What else do I want to ask you? Oh, I really did struggle reading this book.
You didn't struggle?
I did struggle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So some laws I didn't pass through.
At summaries. But you had mentioned also the target market, the target people. I think that one you've already done. It's people in politics.
Yeah, in
corporate
business,
corporate world. But we've agreed everyone should just read this book.
Just read it. Yeah.
Even if it's just the summary will trigger you.
It will. There are some sections you'll be like, what? Yeah. What is this writer thinking?
And if it triggers you, maybe you need to look into it.
Yeah, look in.
Look
inwards.
Look, actually read that. Don't read the ones that do not trigger you. Read the ones that trigger you, because that's where the healing is.
Tumemaliza, Ann?
I think.
Was there any other question you had planned?
Not,
because I feel like we've touched on everything.
So how my perspective on power and influence has changed after reading the book. The second time, I've mentioned how the first time I went through it.
Yeah.
The second time.
Or let me ask you.
Yeah.
So that you can answer. Thank you. So, Anne, did reading this book, The 48 Laws of Power, change your perspective on power, influence?
Yeah.
And how did it do so, if it did?
I think it changed me, not change per se. It reaffirmed what I was going through.
Yeah.
The experiences now that I was having. But in terms of changing, and this I've been taught over and over again in different languages and in different languages. I will explain why.
Carry on.
That power is more about perception than even reality. Yeah. So I could actually make you believe that I am powerful and I am not. That's why people buy expensive.
Again, manipulation.
Yes, it is not.
But proceed.
If I come in with a Range Rover
Yeah.
or a Bentley right now,
Yeah.
and you give me more respect,
Yeah.
how have I manipulated you?
Through perceiving.
Exactly. But again, have I really manipulated you? You are
Not
the one who
really.
has chose
Yeah.
to give me more.
Okay, that makes sense.
You get what I'm saying? I might have bought it for that purpose, but I did not force you. I did not force your hand, nor your thinking. You just chose to respect me more.
Oh, okay, respect, yes.
Yeah.
But obviously, I know you have money. But thing is,
Yeah.
would I give you respect? Would I respect you more than I respect the next person?
I think most people do. We might be in
Most
denial
people
about
actually
it.
do.
Yes, yeah. You know, the world the way it should be and the way it is in reality are two different things. Yeah. But yeah, that's the situation. So I have been taught over and over again that perception is your reputation and perception, how you look, how you dress, how you talk.
Yeah.
Do you even know, even in business, you will only be perceived smart if you talk as a smart person. You might actually not be smart.
Truly.
But you're using the right words.
Yeah,
eloquence will take you far than even the most skilled person.
Yeah.
I have been taught this lesson over and over again. Perception it's key. It's key more than even the reality.
Yeah.
I know so many people who have go to pitches in VC funds. You'll see the people are pitching products, how they're dressing, leave alone even the corporate world. Even just out here, mtaani tu. Venye watu wanatafuta tu pesa. A good salesperson will come and tell you, I can move the world today. Just give
Shout
me
out to salespeople, Kwanza.
Yeah, I can. You know,
you need like
you're
to
pitching something you do not even have a
skills
clue
about,
but you will pitch like it's your life depends on it.
Yeah.
So I have been taught this lesson over and over again. Perception might actually be more powerful than the reality. It's good. I always also try to remain true to myself, to my heart. But I'm also quite aware of if I want to be perceived a certain way. It's like going to shop in toy market. Okay, Komba.
Yeah.
Where would you dress up?
Huh?
Where would you dress up to go shop?
Oh yeah,
in toy
true,
market,
of course.
when you're going, I was even telling.
Hakuna Kiingereza huko pia.
Exactly. So perception.
Yes.
How people. So as much as we really try to deny this thing,
yeah, it exists.
It's more powerful than the actual reality.
Truly.
Yeah. So that's it. For me, I don't think I have anything.
I also don't have anything. So you as Anne, having read this book, how many times? 2 times?
Twice, yeah.
Even though we've said this book is recommended to, who specifically would you recommend this book to?
Entrepreneurs, leaders, anyone, founders, anyone doing a business, you really need to read this book personally. Yeah. Because these laws will be used against you or to you. So you just need to be aware when it is being used.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Life is a game. If you're not playing it,
truly.
You're being played. You're being played. You're the pawn. Yeah, just
that's a good drop mic statement.
Yeah.
I think we're done.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming
so much.
through.
Yeah, thank you so much.
But you being our guest, how was the experience? This is your first podcast to attend?
Yes, it's my first public
podcast.
This is the first time the public is hearing my voice. If it is not on IG,
we are on at IG. We can.
I don't even. Yeah. So this is the first time. Ooh, you will Google Ann Nene and then see. Ann Nene.
But thank you so much. Yeah. It has been a lovely.
Yeah, I wish you guys the best.
Thank you so much.
She says this is the last non-fictional. Yeah,
not
so
last,
that's quite disappointing.
We have to discuss Outliers with Peter or Cess. So that might be the last one.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate.
Will it change? Maybe in the next
a
month or two.
No, it won't, Stacy. No, it won't. And it's okay. It's allowed.
Maybe the next month or two it will change. But for now, I feel like Outliers would be the last non-fiction. Yeah. But this has been lovely. Thank you for coming through.
Cheers.
I see you. Bye. See you on the next episode, guys.